The surgery went well, but they said my pupils are, holy crap, big. Small. Somebody should probably take my phone away from me. Oh no, she's here.
Hey, I'm Dr. Travis Owens. I'm a sports medicine doctor and CrossFit coach, and just about 2 weeks ago, I had shoulder surgery, and I've been documenting this process not only as a way to help maintain my sanity, but also as a way to educate people on what can happen with shoulder surgery. So far, we've covered things to expect prior to surgery, and we've had a first post-surgical update. Now we're just about 2 weeks out from surgery. There's been a lot of changes, a lot of surprises, and some things that are definitely still frustrating. So in the first video, we talked about cost and that so far the surgery was only going to cost me about $700. Well, surprise, surprise, there was actually more bills that had to be covered, and additionally, I owed another $600 or $700. So as of now, the total cost for surgery for everything is just about $2,000. Since I got out of surgery, my surgeon's been very adamant about being as active as I can within reason. By staying active, like going for things like walks and getting up and moving around, it helps to increase circulation throughout the body, which helps again in the healing process for my shoulder. I've been going to physical therapy twice a week, as well as performing exercises at home 2 to 3 times a day to try to keep my shoulder as mobile as I can. The surgeon mentioned that things would get very stiff very quickly, and she wasn't kidding. There are some exercises that I work on at home that I honestly feel like an hour after doing have been completely undone. The biggest struggle so far in range of motion has been working external rotation, or my ability to turn my arm outward. On my good side, I can turn out pretty decent, but on this side, even after stretching and working on that range of motion, within an hour to 2 hours, I feel like I've regressed almost completely, and it feels just as stiff as it did initially. Now, I have had some improvement in that range of motion, where my starting point is definitely greater than it was, and the pain is greatly reduced. However, I do still have quite a bit of discomfort in certain positions and certain ranges of motion, and I still have to sleep in a recliner. All of the PT that I've done has been with no weight, pretty much working against just gravity. And a lot of the movements are more holds than they are going through repetition. As an update to my total range of motion, I am impressed with how much range I've been able to gain, but I'm still not able to lift anything with this arm, which at times gets really frustrating. There's one exercise in particular where I was working with at the PT office where I had to lift my arms, move them out to the side, and then lower them back down. During that movement, my main focus was to keep my shoulder blades pulled back. And that's been a major thing with all the exercises, both in PT and at home, is to make sure that I'm keeping my shoulder blades pulled down and back so that I'm not using accessory muscles to help lift the arm. Believe it or not, this small little thing has been way more challenging than I ever expected it to be. And it's also a very humbling experience to not be able to feel like you can control part of your body. Even though I have had some good progress with my range of motion, I know I still have a long way to go because, again, I can't even lift objects with this arm. But being able to get motion back in this arm, at least in some regard, has been very motivating to stay consistent with my rehab, and it allows me to continue to monitor where I feel the most limitation. In the areas where I feel most limited, I'm trying to put more effort there to make sure that I keep that range of motion improving and so I don't stagnate. So at the 2-week mark, so far, I'm happy with how things are progressing. I'm allowed to be out of the sling as much as I can be at home and in places where I don't have the risk of falling or something happening to me. But when I'm out in public, I'm still wearing the sling consistently. 1, as a reminder not to use my arm, but 2, to keep me safe if I'm around other people, especially if I'm in areas where there are larger crowds, just so people are a little bit more mindful not to bump into me or get too close. One other positive is I've been able to get away from always wearing a button-up shirt. It takes a little bit of struggle and a little bit of help, but I can get a t-shirt on now. So I do feel a little bit more normal when it comes to getting dressed and going out in public. But without those button-up shirts, I would have been walking around without a shirt on. If this surgery is on the horizon for you, or if you've just had it, I have to suggest to make sure you follow the recommendations of your surgeon and your physical therapist. Everybody's surgery is different, everybody's recovery is different, but Make sure to follow the recommendations given specifically to you so that the outcomes you have are the best for you. I'll continue to update you guys as things progress. At the 2-week mark, range of motion is definitely improving, but there's still a long way to go. If you found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. It truly does help us to grow and continue to positively impact more people. We'll catch you on the next update.